I'm an engineer with a bad GPA. Should I be concerned? The phone rang and it was Brian. Brian, one of my best friends, had flunked dynamics and controls for the third time. As an engineer, tethering on the edge of scholastic probation and limping along with a 2.3 GPA, expulsion felt like a foregone conclusion. And even if Brian did improve his batted GPA, what employer could possibly want him? Most engineering students have some version of this worry. Is my GPA good enough? What will employers think? How much does it really matter? I gave Brian garbage advice that day. Something about moving back in with his parents and teaching tennis lessons. My advice today comes as an engineer with 20 years of experience. And today there are thousands of Brians wondering if they have what it takes to land a good engineering job in the industry. So Brian, to make it up to you, here's my updated take on what to do with a bad GPA. Does engineering GPA matter? An engineer's GPA matters. Yet it matters a lot less than most students think. And in many cases, an employer may even prefer a candidate with a lower GPA. Why? Higher GPAs attract more competition amongst companies. And as someone who made dozens of technical hires, the correlation between GPA and work success is spotty at best. Most of the time, GPA gets you consideration for the interview. Love it or hate it, it's the key through the door and usually nothing more. It's worth understanding what GPAs unlock which doors. No limit soldiers, 3.7 to 4.0. Post a 3.7 and better GPA and almost every major corporation will take a gander. I'm talking mega corporations such as Shell, Tesla, and ExxonMobil. Big corporations occasionally offer top-of-the-line pay, but almost assuredly top-of-line benefits. 401k matching, stock options, medical, and training programs. Strong and certificable, 3.3 to 3.6, B plus to A minus. GPAs is occasionally allow admittance into the show me the money region, but it's not a shoo-in. Anyone boasting a GPA in this region will get through most screenings and be seen as a high-potential engineer for formal development programs. Good, not great, 2.9 to 3.2. GPAs in this region generally don't impress, but don't disappoint. The pool of potential employers tends to dwindle a bit as megacorporation glances grow sparse. Most equipment providers are happy to interview and hire candidates from this region. No R&D please. 2.5 to 2.8. Right or wrong, consideration for technical roles generally diminishes significantly in the 2.5 to 2.8 zone. Engineering roles tend to be for less technical positions, and interested companies probably don't possess blue chip status. What exactly were you doing? 2.0 to 2.4. It almost ranks as a feat to obtain a GPA in this region. Hiring managers still remember college and the filler courses that should have been a waltz in the park. But you know what? You are every bit the same amount of engineer as the guy who dropped a perfect 4.0. So let the haters hate. Your selection of companies diminishes greatly with a 2.0 GPA, but it isn't a death knell to your engineer hopes. I know an engineer who graduated with this type of GPA who didn't even look for a job because he thought nobody would hire him. You simply have to get more unconventional with your job search. And unconventional sometimes can pay off very, very well. So to the folks with low GPAs, know this: most people play the same game that everyone else plays. Obsess over maximizing GPA, write nice cover letters, and stuff a resume with filler accomplishments. These fish are swimming with the stream. You are a salmon swimming upstream. There's no red carpet before you. Have no shame in that low GPA. You will simply have to rely more on your mettle and develop salesmanship that top performers won't. Dealing with low-ball offers and waiting for the phone builds patience and creativity as you search for that contingency plan. And when you get that interview, take a practical 3-step process to answer low GPA concerns: anticipate, direct the focus, and connect. It's no guarantee that a low GPA equals a question in an interview, but it will be seen. Anticipate that the prospective employer saw it and might have concerns. Anticipate that by drawing first blood and bringing it up at the earliest possible opportunity. In the movie 8 Mile, Eminem's character, Rabbit, takes on Popa Doc in a rap battle. Rabbit speaks first by immediately naming all objections someone could possibly have against him. I know everything he's about to say against me. I am white. I am a bum. I do live in a trailer with my mom. When I was pitching a potential client, I once included a slide of why they should not hire my firm. It took any potential objections to my candidacy off the table and allowed me to swiftly direct the focus to a story I wanted to tell. The deal was sealed. I once read a Reddit thread where the poster took care of her ailing grandmother. The poster had genuine concern that she would be turned down from jobs because she didn't have the time to put into school and clubs. That person's story is one of heart and compassion. A decent hiring manager would jump at the opportunity to hire such a person. If you spent spare time hucking lattes or building robots, spend some time talking about that project and how good you were at it, but explain it in such a way that it connects to the job you are seeking. With the objections brushed aside, don't forget to connect your talents to the job in question. If your low GPA had to do with waiting tables, think about how your customer service skill set complements that sales engineer position. Don't assume your interviewer automatically connects the dots from your other pursuits to the job role. That's your job. We've all met that person brimming with confidence. Doors open everywhere they walk and their energy radiates. Most people don't think like that. They would rather dwell on all the reasons a particular job or status could not be theirs. Your GPA is not an indicator of brainpower or ability. It's simply a loose marker of how well academia aligns with your interests. So walk in like you own the place, no matter what GPA you tote around. Remember Brian, who sat a stone's throw from expulsion? Brian's final GPA was a 2.4. The low GPA limited his opportunities, but he landed a job at a wastewater engineering company. He's spent the subsequent 2 decades working in the process industry. Brian's now a VP at a publicly traded firm and sits on a few governance boards. He buys my drinks when we get together. 2.4 GPA to $240,000 annually. Not bad, huh? Now go make it happen.